All right, welcome to your number one flagship political discourse on television. This is Road to Edo 2024, reaching you live from the network service of ITV from Benin. My name is Daniel Praise Ose Debame. We head straight into our discussion for today. We have with us our guest. He's a person of Darlington, Ray Okpewolo. He joins us virtually. He stays in diaspora and is one of the chieftains for the Edo PDP in diaspora. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right, walk us through why showing serious interest in Edo State. You actually reside in US. Why are you showing interest in this election to start with?
Well, thank you for having me. I actually reside in London, not US.
Okay.
I am highly interested in Edo's politics. Because I've been part and parcel of the PDP from 1998, from the session, and being outside the country doesn't really mean that I take my heart or my mind off what is going on in my state. Edo State is a state I belong. I was born and raised, and I love that state so much. I'm always very interested in what is going on in the state. So over the years, we've seen PDP in power going to 8 years now, and we have had series of stories that the party is not doing well, it's not performing. And at some point last year, between May and June, because I'm a media practitioner, if you must know, so I decided to take time out, put some resources in place to ensure that we really go out to look for what you call on-the-spot analysis or assessment of what the situation really is in Edo State. So I put some of my crew members in Nigeria on the ground, and they went around the whole state. They went down the whole state. They went through all the 18 local government area, and they discovered that we actually have good stories to tell as far as PDP in Edo State is concerned. So I tried to look for ways to change the narrative. So this negative narrative that has been on over the years, that the party in the state is not doing anything. So I decided to look for ways to ensure that I bring in the negative stories. I mean, bring the negative story to an end and begin to push the positive side of the government of PDP in Edo State.
Okay, what difference will your group make in the election, owing to the fact that as it stands now, Edo PDP is having serious crisis in the build-up to the delegate selection or the delegate appointment, as it were, as some people actually presume that it was. So many things actually went wrong. It even got to a point where 9 out of the aspirants came out to publicly kick against the whole process that produced the delegates that were elected. What says you?
But it's not actually a problem per se. It's, there's always a disagreement in every organization, even in families we have disagreements. What happened is what will be happening in the PDP since the beginning of February actually is not appointments, as you try to put it, or selections. It's been due process that is enshrined in the party's constitution, that will go through the world congresses to local government, and the one we're having tomorrow, the primary, that will produce the governorship candidate. There is nothing that has been done by the party that is against the party's constitution. So what has happened is constitutional, and the fact that people are aggrieved about the outcome doesn't make it unconstitutional. The truth is, whatever happens, whatever time or any time you go for a competition or a contest, you always have people who will always disagree with some aspect of it, especially if they are on the losing side. So that is what we are seeing. Like I try to tell people, the PDP, especially in Edo State, we have very experienced men and women who are the hem of affairs. The elders of the party are highly experienced men who are managing whatever crisis we are having in the party right now. For example, the one who everybody is looking up to by way of what he has done, how he has gone through the length and breadth of the state from Warrior towards the person of Aspen Udalo, whom everybody is looking up to, is going to be the flag bearer. He has done a lot on his own part, privately, to ensure that peace reigns in the party. And we also have other stakeholders, critical stakeholders of the party, past position holders like Friday Itula, Joe Ejongwele. These are 3 party men who have been on ground since the inception of the party, who have not gone anywhere. And they keep talking peace, they keep meeting with critical stakeholders to ensure that we cannot have a party or a home that there will not be disagreement. But the truth is, everyone who among the 9 or the 10 aspirants who have been in the race, none of them that is not qualified. They are all qualified in their own right to aspire to become governor of the state. But in every contest, there must be a winner. They say the body language is tilting towards Aspen Yodalo. Aspen Yodalo is the man who is actually creating that kind of a scenario, that kind of narrative for himself, because you see the man everywhere. You see the man in every ward, every unit, every local government, and every single district of the state campaigning, selling himself to people. But the rest are, unfortunately, they are not doing what he's doing. You don't see them anywhere. Some of them, it's just about a week or thereabout, we got to know that even some of them are part of the race when they started having.
So are you trying to disassociate him from the general speculation from people even within the party that he's like an anointed candidate from the governor side? Are you trying to disassociate him from that?
I don't know what you mean by anointed candidate. I know one thing, that the governor did make a promise to the Eastern Nation in 2020 when he was having his campaigns around the 5 governments in Eastern. And what he said then was that if elected, that he was going to ensure that the next administration that will come after him is going to become the leader, right? The governor will come from Eastern extraction of the state. And in any case, there is nobody anywhere in the world, any leader anywhere in the world who will not be interested in who succeed him. So that does not mean the governor is openly. I have spoken to him. I had the privilege of speaking to him around November. What he said, which I really hold on strongly, that actually made me to say, let me work with him and believe him, that he said that he promised some people in 2020 that he was going to ensure that will support power to shift to Edo Central, that he was going to, that he's standing by that. He told me point clear that he's standing by that promise and is going to work for the emergence of an governorship or an candidate, at least in the PDP, then before going to the general election. What he didn't say was that this was his candidate. And he has not said that in any public forum. I have not heard anywhere the governor has said, this is my candidate.
So let's try to strike let's try to strike a balance now. What is the stand of the legacy PDP? Are you sure they are going to be on the side of Aswe Godalo? Will it going to be a difficult one for him?
Sorry, the issue of legacy PDP is actually relative. So if you talk about legacy PDP, you want to talk about individuals who are even the people that make up legacy PDP. When you think started about legacy PDP in 2020 and early 2021, some of us were the proponents of that structure, so to say, that group in the party. Some felt not happy with the way, according to them, that the governor went about his appointments without carrying them along. But, at some point, some of us began to think and say, what is actually at times, if you don't hear from both sides, you don't really know what the issue is. Today, I can tell you categorically, I don't know anything about legacy PDP. What we have in Edo State is PDP. And PDP is because the people you even thought were part of the legacy PDP, they are currently working with one party PDP. The people like Friday Chula, those who stepped down for Aspen Godalo, as it were, the Friday Chula, Honorable John Yakubu, these are men that are part and parcel of the party from the session, who have served in party. Chula have been Speaker of the State, he has been House of Reps member for 8 years. John Yakubu has been in the party as local government chairman. He has been a running mate to Rizeyam in 2016. So what are we talking about? These are men who are on the part of the governor, if you want to say there is a dichotomy in the party, these are the men who are working with the governor.
So are you categorically saying that these names you mentioned have stepped down for Aswa Ighodalo?
Of course, of course. I spoke.
You have proof. You have proofs to this statement.
Of course, I have Itula on tape. I have him on tape. Don't forget, I'm a journalist also. I have him on tape. I interviewed him, and he told me point blank that he has aligned with the aspiration of Aswa Ighodalo, aligning with the aspiration. Somebody who told you from the session, from the beginning, that he was contesting to become governor. All of a sudden, he's telling you that he's aligning his aspiration with somebody else's aspiration, and asking other people to align the same way he has aligned. What does that tell you?
Is that not a normal character of politicians to cash out at the dire minute of election? Are you not seeing it like that? Are you not seeing it that light?
I don't know what you mean by cash out. Etula is a man with a high sense of integrity, a man who has seen it all as far as politics is concerned in Edo State. I don't understand what you mean by cash out. Etula said point blank that in Esan land, we are from Esan, and the Esan land, we want to come with one voice. We want to ensure that we bring out one who we feel has everything that it takes to go into this contest and win. And everything has been checked. Everybody has gone through the profiles, the resume of all the aspirants we have. And we have seen that this man, Aswa Ighodalo, has much, like I said earlier, everyone you see on the race today, all them Aswa Ighodalo and all of them, they all have their own qualification, they are all qualified in their own right. But if you look at people who have proven a track record of achieving, are doing, especially when they have achieved on their own private right, without being aided, without getting anything or getting involved in government patronage and whatever, and they have gone out on their own privately to distinguish themselves in all their proven careers. And we have seen that this man is that man who has what it takes in administration, while in management, while in investment, whatever you want to call it, he has everything to go for this race and win and make Edo a better place for everybody. Especially when we have him, that he has been working with the current governor, Vaseki, who of course we know that without much ado that this man has institutionalized development in Edo State. There is nothing anybody can tell me about it. I have seen it or I have seen. I have a program that I ran for 3 days in your station here, where the developmental side of the governor in the District Insurance District, we brought them out for everybody to see. So there's not anybody can tell me about PDP or Paseki not working in Edo State.
Okay.
We have
Okay, if you're just tuning in, this is Road to Edo 2024, reaching you live from the network service of ITV from Benin. We have a guest joining us virtually from United Kingdom. He's in person of Darlington Okpebolo Ray. He's the publisher, Truth Life News International. And of course, he's also a PDP chieftain in diaspora. All right, we extend the front line now of this discussion. You actually throw your weight behind the man, Aswa Ighodalo. Let's take this correctly. Aswa Ighodalo is from Edo Central. In the build-up to the election, there was clamor for power shift. There were clamor for power to go to Edo Central. But however, all of a sudden, that whole talk just went down the drain. Now, from analysis that we have from data available, you can't take voting power away from Edo South, Edo North. Edo Central seems to be like number 3 on the tripod. And according to speculations or submissions of people that have been in the game, they say those from Edo Central have a way of betraying themselves. So what are the chances of Aswa Ighodalo?
Well, you know, as they say, politics is a personal interest. There is really no personal and no permanent enemy. Permanent interest is what you have in politics. In Esan, what we know in Esan is that we are still very much in line with this agitation, with this clamor for us to bring the next governor from our own extraction in Edo State on 2024 this November that is report. And if you look at it, if you think the agitation or the clamor or the whatever it is dying down, I can tell you, my brother, it is not dying down. What we have in that, as it were, the contemporaries and nation, both home and abroad, we have zeroed in on the person of Aswa Ighodalo. We have zeroed in him. We have seen him as someone who can carry our torch, who can represent us well. He's from Eastern South, from Ewohimi. He has all it takes to do the job that we want him to do for us. He's going to represent us well. That is why you see a number of people who are thrown in who are thrown in the hat to the ring before they've all withdrawn. And while they are withdrawing, they will say categorically that they are withdrawing because of him. They are withdrawing for the race to support him. So if you also see other people from other geopolitical zones still in the race, is like I said, is their right to contest for anything. But the idea of ASAM or Edo Central, you say Edo Central, fine. Edo Central is geographically is having the smallest, voting power.
Yes, you can't compare that of Edo Central and that of Edo South to an extent.
Say that again.
You can't compare the voting power of Edo Central and that of Edo South.
No, I think the basis for comparison don't really arise at this point because it's
really. You think so?
We are talking about geographical locations. When we want to talk about, we cannot be talking. That is my problem with our people in Edo State. We cannot be trying to create dichotomy between zones or tribes or ethnic nationalities within the state. If we want to vote along ethnic lines, you will be surprised that even the so-called strengths in some of these bigger zones that you will discover that, for example, in Oredo, you will discover that the people, if you want to vote along ethnic, you will discover that there are people in Oredo that if you count 50 people, 50,000 in Oredo, you can be rest assured that 10,000 of them are from this land. So I just see Edo as one. I really don't like this dichotomy about Edo, Esa, or Esa, Bini, Aruchi, or Asipre. So I just really believe we are one. If we say, okay, let us go everybody go to house of the ring and let's vote along ethnic line. Some people will be disappointed. I'm telling you strongly, if you go to Edo South, you think Edo South, everybody you have in Edo South, they are from Edo South, you are missing it. If you go to Edo North, think everybody in Edo North, they are from Edo North. It's a big mistake that we are making. So let us continue to preach for the harmony and peace of Edo State. Let us continue to preach and converse for unity to reign in Edo State. Because we can't really stand it if we say we want to a country or a state that is divided among the states.
Okay. Now quickly, we have limited time now to wrap up. But however, APC had their primaries election just recently, and it didn't go down well with some persons within the party system. As it stands now, 2 winners emerged. So it seems APC will be having 2 flag bearers. But however, the party is trying to see how to put everyone together and have a reconciliation committee that will try to bring everybody together. It seems it have to be an inconclusive process. What should Edolites expect from PDP tomorrow, owing to the fact that in the build-up to the delegates primary, it wasn't really that easy? Don't you think PDP is standing on a time bomb that might explode tomorrow?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Before this time, all eyes have actually been on PDP. Nobody knew something of this nature was even cooking or growing in APC. But what we saw last weekend coming from APC was a total disgrace. It was a charade which cannot even stand any standard anywhere, any electoral standard anywhere in the world. We saw videos flying about where someone who was named, who was supposed to be a bishop, I don't know if it's actually a bishop, a clergy, or just a namesake, counting from 300 to 500, 500 to 700, and so on. So those are kind of things you see in APC, and these are things that the PDP totally. We don't actually do things like this. And in the PDP, we are seeing what they have done. We are seeing what they have brought up, and we are so much aware that the people of Edo State are looking up to us. They are looking at us. We cannot afford to miss this land. Like I said, we have very strong internal mechanism to ensure that everything goes well and resolve whatever. Because there's always some aftermath of all this is when people will be disgruntled or not happy with what we had promised. But I can assure you that there is a structure on ground to ensure that even the man they have unwittingly given the ticket to without knowing the Asfaw Odalo, the younger aspirants ganging up against him, they're still reaching out. Even till the day of the election, Asfaw Odalo doesn't sleep. he talks to everybody, even those perceived or imagined enemies. He speaks to them. He talks to them. He engages them, and he's still talking.
Engaging them in what ways? Is he trying to pay them off and get them on his side? Is that what he's playing out? Is that what he's playing out?
No, with due respect to everybody, these are all big men and women, quote unquote, in Nigeria context. What is he going to pay them?
Probably give them some good sums.
I think Udalo has even said that whoever emerges at the end, he was ready. That he is ready to ensure he works with that person. All he's saying is that he just came in and he would not want to dwell in an atmosphere of confusion and conflict. That there is need for us to have peace. This is the peace he has been preaching. Do you know that for the first time in about 3 years that we have an Edo State ESCO meeting that had all the whole factions as it were together. This was initiated.
Let's quickly begin to nip this up now. What's the difference between PDP and APC? Because it seems they are related. There seems to be a kind of relationship between APC and PDP.
No. PDP is the only democratic party in Nigeria. APC, like everybody knows, is an assemblage of different people with different character, different disgruntled elements from all spheres of life who gather together just for the purpose of grabbing power. And here they have power with them, but they don't know what to do with it. So there is no basis for comparison. PDP is well structured, is well solid. They remain the only democratic party in Nigeria with everything, with all the structures and all the mechanisms to ensure that they don't just win election, they win election and they go out and do what is promised during the election. Here we have APC who have power. They campaign, they said all the whole things you needed to hear. They put up what I literally call the Machiavellian approach to power. The theory of the prince. You use what they want. You tell people what they want to hear and grab power. You have when the president was campaigning, say grab power, hold it. They have the power right now. You don't know.
We need to manage our time.
You know what the exchange rate is?
We need to manage our time. You react to this last one, just 10 seconds. If Asue Godalo gets this power, by all means, and if by tomorrow he emerges as the flag bearer of the party, are we not going to see a governor who will be complaining that he took over government that wasn't balanced? That, like we see at the national level, we see APC blaming APC for the problems in APC. Aren't we going to see such in Edo State?
The Obaseki government is a balanced government. There is nothing there is no way he's going to say that, because he has been part of this government. He has been chairman of the Alaudaro Summit, which has been an advisory structure on economic development of the state. There is no way he's going to tell you that he inherited an imbalanced administration, because what we have is a balanced administration that has developed this state. Recently I just came up and said, how can we have a governor that has a few months to live off it, yet is working as if he's just started his administration? So whatever it takes, PDP under this man of Governor Paseki has had his best times and will continue.
Thank you so much. I'm afraid this is how far we can go. We'd like to have you again on the show, and probably you come on a neutral ground to tell us more about the Governor Godwin Obaseki's administration. All right, thank you so much, everyone. This is how far we can go. My name is Daniel Praise Osedebame. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.